me that's how you do it.
Mr. Eisenhower never said that.
Perfect, thank
What's
you.
that?
When he put on
And all the roads are named for him.
Huh?
And all the roads are named for him.
The interstates is-
Yeah, that's what I meant. You knew what I meant.
Have you got a pen? Because I brought an
I
extra.
do.
Because I brought an extra.
I have actually a town of Brentwood pen. I don't know if you have one of those.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, thanks to Gloria.
Yeah.
She likes us.
All right, Bob,
I
you
have-
can
I
read.
have the police department.
Oh, I can pass stuff to everybody else.
I'm going to do this one first. This has got 3 on it. Christine Belanger, $662.12. Rich Murphy is $53.30, and Christine Patch is $455.58. Make sure they're all in order. Yay! Good, that was easy.
Perfect.
Killed one bird with that one. Tell me when you want me to start. We had 7.5 hours of overtime in the PD, 8 in the fire department, 0 for the highway.
That was
Total on the checks was $1,171.
that training, PD?
Was it training for the
Training
PD?
for the,
That was part of it, yes.
And the same for the fire?
I'm not sure for fact.
Yeah,
You ready?
Go.
George Ava, $1,185.17. I apologize, but I didn't bring my
Oh, yeah,
glasses.
holiday.
Oh, holiday, okay. Eleanor Cherry is $1,013.50. Andrea Bickham is $576.41. Joseph Bird is $890.19. Gloria Buendia Becerra is $475.89. Adnar Chaldnar is $333.57. Karen Clement is $1,035.49. Jeffrey Collins is $815.48. Katie Coppola is $78.50. Alyssa Sanuski is $506.22. Michael Dam is $870.64. Kiki Doniswall is $163.46. Jonathan Ellis is $599.11. Pamela Frederick is $57.26. Robert Gagnon is $426.29. Joyce Gallant is $166.23. Kenneth Gothier is $894.73. Warren Graham is $213.53. Andrew Gray is $424.60. Mary Lyons Hall is $120.05. Kip Kaiser is $750.60. Joyce Kegel is $507.93. Kevin Nealand is $1,197.30. Stephanie Lazat Croto is $381.37. Heather Lindsay is $591.84. Francis McGinnis is $988.48. Rachel Mowbray is $108.05. Jeremy Potter is $253.46. I'm missing one here. There we go. Jalissa Polanco is $947 even. Wayne Robinson is $1,295.07. Katrina Tennant is $397.77. Olivia Wall is $49.87. Daniel Wicks is $1,251.52. Janice Weirs is $757.41. Jeremy Worcester is $472.05. Daphne Wass is $661.43.
A total of $21,457.47.
Wrong way. Sorry, Bill. Those are passed. These are passed back to
I'm
him.
used to getting them.
I know.
Can you put that microphone on? Because I don't think it's on.
Number. Oh, it's not
Some of the batteries just.
Yeah, it might be better. We got 3.
Oh.
You guys can hear us out there, right?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's just one for 2019, and then that's the last one for 2019.
All
The
right.
rest are 2020.
So the one for 2019 is $6,501.79. Yep, that's the check. That was easy. I just realized how much dog hair I have all over.
We'll take them both.
You will?
Oh, you will?
You missed
I
it,
was
huh?
going to let him.
Oh yeah, it was all over me. I got home and I was like, oh my God, you're everywhere.
I'll do it.
We want to get it done right.
I did have a
Tell
little
me when you're
trouble
ready.
last week.
Go.
Adamson's is $125. Block Technology is $2,298. Comcast is $175.30. Emergency Services Marketing Corp is $735. Eversource is $599.72. Exeter Regional Co-op. This one's for Bill. $628,363. It went up, huh?
Is that
We
correct?
usually, I thought we usually do 600,000.
It went up.
It went up?
It went up.
$1,200 or $1,300 maybe.
It's $630,000.
No.
628,000?
It was like 626 before.
Oh, okay. Exeter Flower Shop, $47. Hartman Oil and Propane is $2,323.12. Health Trust Inc. is $2.88. Hop Pressure Cleaning Services, $5,390. Joyce Kegel, $74.67. Lawn Doctors is $6,484.70. Who do we use that? Is that for the rec?
Yeah, it's a prepayment for the season.
Okay. Leaf is $137. Morton Salt is $3,687.25. Nietzsche Automotive Services. All right, I want to know who this is. $408.34. What do we got
Change
on?
oil.
Change the oil. I'll die.
Labor is $157.50, parts is $250, tires is $0, wheels is $0, $408.34.
What did we do?
We replaced the lamp, we screwed the snowplow,
Highway.
heat shrink, Connecticut, $1.50.
Replaced a lamp?
No, I didn't say that.
$500?
What did they do?
It was a lamp, snowplow, what?
Let me see it.
No, use your glasses. Use your words.
I don't even have my glasses.
Use my words.
Here, come here.
So they put a light bulb in for the rectangular plow light. It was a bulb. And then they used
A lot of labor.
Yeah,
$235 for a bulb. A
Yeah.
square, rectangle,
They're-
yellow
they're-
bulb.
they're-
Must be a
No.
halogen bulb.
It's a yellow bulb.
listen, I put
They're
one in my
expensive.
car and I paid $95.
Yeah, they're very
Great,
expensive.
they charged you $235 for one.
No, $95.
No, he charged you $235.
Not me, he charged you.
He charged us. You gotta stop. They gotta stop going over there.
Wayne, he was out.
Can you?
That was when he was out and he had Jeff take it over.
All right. We gotta find out who the police department's going to
They're
and
going
have
to
them.
Aiden's in Fremont.
Yeah, so we need to
That's
start
where we
doing the
need to
same
start
thing,
going.
Aiden's, because we're paying. It's like last year. I think there was that battery. It was like $279, and I can get one for $70. And that was for the Taurus. It wasn't even like it was for
Right.
some high-powered vehicle. All right, that's my pet peeve. Olafson's Landworks, $920. Oh, they helped out again. That's cool. Rockingham County Registry is $4.55. Schwab is $73.74. Sprint, $10.50. State of New Hampshire Department of Safety Criminal Records Unit, $48.25. Suburban Propane, $1,056.78. Tri-State Generator is $295. UniFirst Corp is $75.64. Valak is $296.45. Verizon Wireless is $94.02. WB Mason is $100.99.
For a total of $653,826.90.
And cumulative is $660, $328.69. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rec checks.
Sandy's. Where's this yours?
It must be mine. That's right, because he spilled coffee on
Renting,
it.
are we renting the,
Andy's got coffee on his.
are we renting the gym or something from the school?
The
It's a
basketball
deposit.
you do.
It's a refunds on us, I believe,
We do rent gym time for the basketball program.
because that's charged and then they credit us back.
What we're paying, we should be,
And I just made
they
that
should be
for
paying
you.
us. Oh, yeah. So
That's why it was nice and hot.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Waiting for the signing ceremonies across the
We
way.
reconciled and we made $1,800 already?
Had
Wow.
a CD come to their day yesterday.
Darn, you're good. Not even a month in, you made
less than a
$1,800
month,
bucks. That's
wow.
awesome.
I should have him take, I should give him mine.
Yeah, can we give you our money? You're never going to retire at this point.
I already retired once.
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about it, but I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel yet.
Don't do it, you'll have to go back to work.
Well, I've been
I can't.
I'm retiring in 2043.
2043? Yeah, well, mine's like 2035.
Everyone,
So I got
2043.
15 years.
Good luck. You'll plenty of notice.
Yeah,
Yeah, so, we took in $48,000, paid out whatever that adds up to, 600 and almost 700,000. And had a $1 million CD come due yesterday, and I was able to roll over 500 on it today for a period of time, so we'll continue to make interest. We got $5 million in CDs out there.
That's awesome.
That's good.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Try to be aggressive, you know?
I appreciate it. Kip is not here, or you have one?
Jennifer and Samuel McKee, 63 Lake Road. They are finishing attic space. So this is the minor permit.
This isn't the mother-in-law's house, huh?
No.
I found Kip. He's in Florida by the pool. I showed it to her yesterday.
And then I just look like a crazy person laughing all by myself in my office.
So everyone has a clue.
You can't put that on camera.
I'm not going to put it on camera.
No, don't put it on camera.
You know, if you can't laugh about it, you know. He's in Florida. The guy had a beard. I figured it was close enough. He'll kill me when he gets back.
Yes, he will. Now that everybody's seen it. Good thing you didn't put it out there.
I didn't walk up to the camera and go, "Hey guys, look at this."
I don't believe that the chief is coming, so do you want to do Wayne before we...
Yeah, Wayne, come on down.
I'll make a motion for the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Do we have non-public?
No.
Nice shoes.
How's your foot there doing?
Oh, not too bad. They took the crutches away from me and give me a boot.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's kind of hard to drive with a crutch
January, jeez.
on the pedals.
Pulls it up.
I got a copy here. This is the proposal for Railroad West from John Bell.
Oh, good.
Including this is the culvert as well? Or no?
Everything is included here.
Well, not the purchase of the car because we already bought
No,
it.
We
Right?
already bought that,
You
right?
can take that off. Okay?
So the precast concrete components you can remove.
Yeah, you can take that right off. You already paid for that.
The $25,000. That's number E.
25,000.
Okay. And talking to John, he got signage allowance on here, which is 500. Take that off too, because I got that all taken care of already.
Okay.
So 75,000 roughly,
Okay?
right?
And
74.5.
the contingency down at the bottom, that 10,000 is only if we we get into a snag and we have to buy any extra stuff or
So,
anything.
so you're going to be between 64.5 and 74.5.
Yep. And the other thing I wanted to ask you about, that the highway, we've always took care of the traffic.
Yep.
Which down there won't be any traffic anyway, because we've got the road closed, but,
Right.
I wanna make sure it's okay for us to take care of the traffic, did you guys wanna put a cop?
I'm fine with you guys taking care of it. The
Yeah.
road's closed right now. We're
The
still
road's
gonna-
gonna be closed
You're going to
anyway.
leave it closed until they're done.
Then we're done, so,
Yeah.
we'll take care of any kind of a
And we have
problem
enough
there.
money in the budget for this already, right? We already budgeted for that?
It'll be part of the warrant article.
Okay.
We'll make a motion for this proposal at 70.
Do you have to go for a warrant article? I had 121,000 to finish down there, but that was voted on for last year. Do you have to turn that back in to?
Oh, yeah.
We missed that.
You can't encumber a warrant article.
No.
Yeah,
And this is gonna be a warrant article.
yeah,
You can't make a motion, sir.
yeah. So
You
it's
can
just,
make a motion for
I
a warrant
didn't
article.
realize this was gonna be a warrant article. I thought we had the money in there.
no, we did the warrant article already for the 350. That's part of the
This will be part of your
350. This will be part of the 350, so we're just being put on notice about it.
Oh, okay. So we don't need to do anything,
Can't do anything about it right now.
right?
Yes.
If we've already done the 350.
You can't even put this in until summer anyway, right?
Till after, yeah. And
Oh,
by
no, until summer, no.
Yeah, you're not touching this until
So
after
this
the
is-
warrant article
So
anyway,
is this
so.
just a heads up for us?
Just a heads
This
up.
whole deal down there is gonna be a touchy situation, all the way is all involved.
Yeah,
I got-
yeah, you got the river
I got a
right there.
list here that I gotta follow with DES
Oh,
and
okay.
everything, so, and I'm sure they're gonna be right there while everything's going on, so,
Okay. The headlamp that you had replaced on the plow?
yes. Yep.
That's an expensive bulb.
Well,
$245 for that
No,
bulb.
what it looks like to me, he had to put a set on there, because the plugs on, the top light fell off, so we had to put a whole new set on there. Because the set that was on there, the plugs and stuff didn't fit, so he's got two new bulbs up there. The whole unit, I had to put a whole unit on there, because nothing,
That would make more sense.
So
if
it
we
wasn't
did
just a
red.
bulb, it was the whole unit.
the whole unit, yep, it wasn't just a bulb.
So you put a new switch in and
He
everything
put
else?
put the whole.
Harness and
whole-
everything else?
The whole new set on
All right. I just want to be
for that truck.
careful because I know we've paid a lot for parts before when they're,
Yeah, no, that was a whole new set.
and I know the police department now is going over to Aiden's, and we've had really good luck with them as far as their billings straightforward.
Actually, that kind of worked out good for me, because I called Gene, I had one of the big trucks, I had a bulb, actually the bulb, and we thought it was gonna be a whole new light, and I ordered those for that big truck. And it turned out that all I needed was a bulb, and I had a bulb,
Right.
and then, Rich took that truck and then the light fell off the top of it, and it broke the whole thing, so he had them, so I just said, don't turn them back, yeah, I need it, cause I need it for that, and,
Okay.
and he had to have the lines for the switches,
Mhm.
they wouldn't work on the new ones, so they're
Okay.
different,
Okay.
okay?
Works for me.
So, I'll go back together on that.
Good deal. Anything else? And what's up with your foot? When do you have to get
My
the-
foot, I gotta have this cast on, well, it ain't cast, it's just a boot, there's no cast. I gotta go in tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, they're gonna look at it and see, they're gonna tell me more on it, or whatever. Hopefully, it's gonna be okay, because, I've been walking on it, I've been doing everything, and, it doesn't even hurt. And the swelling's going down on it, so, and the brake, what she said, the lady down there told me that when she come in and looked at it, she said it's more of a bad sprain than it is a break. It did chip the bone, but it didn't, snap the bone right off, it's just like a chip,
Chips are really bad though.
so,
Oh, you got them floating around.
Yeah. They have a knife about this big that they're gonna stick in there.
well, I don't know what they're gonna do tomorrow,
I thought they just used a
gotta go
bone
back.
magnet, no?
I forgot about that.
I just gotta be there 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, cause they wanna look at.
Kip's gonna do the dance.
Go from there.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
And
I
you guys
appreciate
sent me some flowers, I wanna thank you for that.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry for your loss. I know it was pretty quick.
You've had a tough year.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
this was unexpected. Didn't even know it.
Well, we're not gonna drop any plows on you this year.
No, that's good.
We'll avoid that.
Oh,
Well, he's only got one good leg.
Well, that's what I mean.
just so you know, that brand new truck that I got down there, I got a call back
Already?
I haven't even used it. I got it in the back corner, I haven't even used it. Brought it down there and parked it, and they didn't use it, but I got a call back. So next week I'll be taking it up there. Something to do with the engine.
Something with the engine?
I don't know,
Cheap.
something.
It's always good when you don't have even 1,000 miles on this thing. You gotta bring it back in for the engine.
No miles. Nothing
If
on
we
it.
could sell it for a couple hundred, we would.
Yeah.
Well, now you can't. Now it's got a bad engine. Joy, can't make this stuff up. You can't.
No.
Okay.
All right, sir. I
Hey,
appreciate it.
thanks, Wayne.
Thanks,
Thank
Wayne.
you for the proposal. And then need the copy for Andy too.
You can have it.
Thank you.
I wrote it at the bottom.
The-
64.5, 74.5. Andy said he likes all that online anyway.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
And
shocked
the
that
police
place-
is not coming?
I don't believe so.
So we're not gonna do that one?
No.
Well, next week is the last week, so you have to decide what you want to do.
Well,
Do you want it, because the warrant article's here, so, I mean, I'm on the committee, so I can speak to it. It's
That's
just a
right.
matter of,
Do you need $50,000 at this time?
the $50,000 is because you're still gonna have to, we already, approved to have, the
Plan.
assessment done, which was being paid for. Now you have to take those assessments and then you have to go to an architect. It's gonna have to do something. You
Build
need
plans.
some money for that, so
They're
they're not gonna do
cheap
it for
either.
free, yeah. And so we were thinking, that, you know, she's got $50,000, for renovations to the existing, oh, that's just for the existing.
No, we have,
There's
that's what
one-
I'm saying, aren't we,
Yeah.
we're renovating the
Then
existing.
she wants another $50,000
Yeah,
to
that's
put
what I'm
some
saying, do you
fund.
need to do both of those things this year?
It's 100,000.
That's a lot of money. We're renovating
I-
the old police
I
department
think
right
you-
now,
At the old police station,
and that's gonna cost $50,000, what are we doing down there?
well, I think Kip had said 30 to 40, and, you know, again, that's a
Put
contingency
the
and
wall
stuff.
up, right, new
That would include.
changing facility and so
Yeah.
on.
'Cause you have to have a
Adding
locker
another
room.
bathroom for the female, moving the locker rooms so you'd have equitable male and female.
And didn't we just approve money for the doors and moving the radio and all that stuff?
Yeah, that's kind of
Yep.
different though, Bill.
Well, I know it's different, but it's all part of the whole package
I
downstairs with
understand
the
that.
old police
I mean,
station, and then you wanna spend another
Personally, I think you
50,000.
should, if it were me, I'd be comfortable with saying probably $30,000 for the renovations, and then
renovations.
using potentially impact dollars if we have it.
Yep,
And then,
I
Do
don't
we
know if
have
we
it?
can do
I
that.
think there's only 28
Because we
in,
spent a lot of money on the vehicles.
I think there's only about 10 left in impact fees for PD, so you'd have to wait for the fund to be replenished, there's 3 ponds.
3 ponds, we're gonna be getting impact dollars coming in.
But
Sure.
PD only gets I think they get $394 per unit, so they get one of the smaller amounts, surprisingly.
Cause they didn't get school assessments.
Yeah.
But I know Kip had said 30 to 40, so if they have 10 in there,
Then they could be,
I'd be comfortable with probably saying we should probably reduce it to 30, because I now have technically 40 that I
Well,
could use on
I think
impacts.
before we make those changes.
Shouldn't we talk to her about?
Let's talk to her,
Okay, so you wanna table
yes.
the 2 warrant articles for
But
the,
I'm kind of on the same page with you, we need to reduce some of this, cause that's a lot of money. And we're spending a lot of money to renovate the old station, and then
Right,
we're gonna
right.
spend.
No question.
So, I think we need to talk to her, but she needs to probably be told that we're looking to reduce some of these
I think
numbers.
the intent would be to make the renovations now to make the equitable space for the females and the males.
Right.
Make it functional for the next 5 years or so until they can.
and I'm in support of, number 1, to see if the town will vote to reclassify Smith Road to a Class 5 road, subject to
Should be a
gates and
6,
bars.
isn't it?
It's 6.
Or Class 6, I'm sorry. It's a Class 5 currently.
Right.
Right.
Yep, we wanna
Make it a
reclass
class-
to
And
Class
Class
the
6.
chief said he wants gates and bars, which is a great idea.
Yep, that's a good.
Yeah,
idea.
subject to gates and bars.
Okay.
And the last one,
Smith Road?
What's that?
Smith Road?
Oh, yeah, put them right up.
How
So
much
you're
is in
making a
the
motion to
capital reserve
recommend that?
now?
Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion to recommend that.
Second.
All in favor?
aye,
Aye. So that'll be warrant article. And then the last one, to see if the town will vote and raise and appropriate the sum of
There's trouble.
$50,000
What do we have in there now?
to be added to the existing maintenance
Zero.
of building.
Cause
Yeah, we spent it all.
spent,
That
We
was nearly
exhausted it.
depleted this year.
0.
so 50,000.
No, we
No,
wanna
no.
add 50,000 to it. We exhausted it this year.
I know, I couldn't hear what you
So we were asking a motion for 50.
I'll make that
So we
motion.
did the Grange and all that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this, when Kip and I were doing my CPM project, we toured all of the buildings and did our maintenance plan. So these 3 pages are all of the items that are either maintenance items or are in need of repair by building,
Total
total.
of,
So the intent would be to do
Start
everything,
picking
all of
this
these lists, and then every year do another tour and
Maintain, yeah.
create a list and keep it
And
ongoing.
ongoing.
okay, what are you looking at there for in terms of a total amount of money?
I think 50 would make a good dent in this. I don't
Okay.
know that it would do everything,
No,
but
but-
based on
okay.
priority, I mean,
And
you're
I
not gonna
think
get more money than
we
that, I
gotta
don't
start-
think.
We gotta
Chipping
start-
away at it.
Yeah, we do.
And
I mean, that place was a mess.
Oh, yeah.
And Becky's done a great job.
Well, if we do what you're suggesting and go around and make sure we keep up with maintenance of the buildings, we'll be better off, so, yeah, you made the
Does the
motion.
society
made a
get any
motion.
money at all as far as the impact fees?
No,
I'll second the motion for Bob.
All in favor?
I made the motion.
I thought Bob did.
We don't even look alike.
We do without
This is really
glasses. We all
throwing
look
me
the
off.
same. It's all big blur.
Him sitting over here.
I'm sorry. All right, and then we're gonna
Here's the
table,
chief.
we're gonna table the other two. Oh,
Is
gee,
anybody
you're
going
here.
with this?
I guess we won't table your two motions. We'll let you come up. Come on up. You're next contestant.
So they were talking about doing 30 in a capital reserve out of fund balance for renovations and then potentially to 50 here. So they wanted to talk to you about amounts.
So, I know for Kip, he said it was gonna be between 30 and 40
Yep.
for the renovations down there.
Yeah,
We have some money in the capital reserve,
yeah,
impacts. So I think doing 30 on that would probably work, because if we have 10,000 in there, it gives me my 30 to 40.
okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve 30 as amended.
And that's coming out of unassigned fund balance.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's a warrant article, right?
Wait a minute.
This is for a warrant article,
Is
right?
that coming out of unassigned fund balance? Why are we doing that?
So the impact would be the same. So if you do, you can either use unassigned fund balance or those dollars would go back to the general fund, and then that would be part of the lump of money that you would use to buy down the tax rate
How much do
later.
we have left from the
In-
unassigned fund balance for the police
Do we have
department?
90?
Out of your operating budget?
Right.
We don't have 90, because we approved about 13 or 14,000.
Out of your, I have those here actually.
I was just sitting drinking my coffee.
Yeah.
Chill.
What else is in there, Bob?
It's been a long day. I started at 3:30 this morning.
There was about 300,000 left in the total operating budget that went unexpended, townwide.
So, in the police department budget, there's,
There would be there's about 50 left. Once you include all of the encumbrances, there's 50 left.
So you wanna do 30 from encumbering, or do you wanna
and
do?
the renovation is necessary, because we have
Oh,
to
no
make
question.
accommodations for both sexes.
Correct.
That's a definite.
Correct.
We're gonna have to do something on it.
In a conference room.
Right.
So right now, if you, let me spell it out for you.
Go ahead.
So you are a set of parents with a 12-year-old victim, alleged victim of a crime, that wants to come in and sit down and explain the situation. We have nowhere to sit with them.
No interview room.
No, we have an interview and interrogation room that can fit maybe 3 people.
But you can't separate.
No. So
Yeah,
we have
big enough.
nowhere to sit with them other than the general lobby, which is very difficult because people are in and out of that lobby. Office space, which is very limited, or a cruiser. And I, for one, wouldn't want to put a 12-year-old in a cruiser to interview. So we have no conference room to sit down with anybody in private.
So you have room down there to create a conference room?
That's where they're gonna kind of encroach into that other space that's being unutilized right now. Cause we're putting in that server room. So this is gonna give us an opportunity to do that.
Yeah, we had to take the conference room to make it a male locker room, so we could take the old male locker room and make it a female locker room. And as it is right now, the female bathroom is in the booking cell, or the booking room. So anybody that's being processed in there has access to that bathroom. That's the bathroom that I use and that Julissa uses. So it's an issue.
But we're gonna fix that, we're going forward with this money, right?
Look,
I wanna know that we're gonna spend, gonna spend money in a good way. I don't wanna go, okay, we'll take the money that's left over now and spend it. I wanna know we're gonna spend it in a good way. Or else I want the money to come back to the general fund.
all
For
I
me,
can-
that's, you know, it's not free money. I don't want anybody to think that it's free money. This is taxpayers' money that's been spent, that was budgeted, and now it's left over because we did a good job managing our money. Okay, if this is gonna be well spent, i.e., we're gonna fix the bathroom situation, because that's part of what we're doing here. We're gonna fix the situation in the police department so that males and females are able to be comfortably accommodated. I'm okay with that, but I wanna hear you say that. You know, I don't want you to say, well, the bathrooms.
And I can only tell you from what Kip has said to me as far as an estimate goes. That's about the best that I can do. He said it'd be about $40,000 to do a conference room, another room for 70 boxes of file boxes that we have no place to put.
Right.
And then the bathrooms. So that's what he's saying. If he thinks he can do it for 40,000, that's his area.
Every
not
time
mine.
that Kip's given us an estimate, and I
He's
did
been-
look at the
he's been-
preliminary
He's
stuff.
been good at that, he knows what he's
I
doing.
mean, I can write up an estimate but an estimate is only as good as the person writing it, because I can get 6 different people in here and get 6 different proposals. The one thing I do know with Kip is he's really good about is he becomes our project manager, so to
Yeah.
speak, and he watches it, and we end up, just like we did over at the highway shed, when we put those 2
Close
salt
the works,
things
yeah.
in, we saved half the cost.
Yes, I'm comfortable with Kip's estimate, I'm comfortable with Kip being the project manager, that's fine. The only, like I said, the question I
I think
have
it's
is,
gonna
I
meet-
don't wanna spend
I
good
can't
money
answer
after.
that,
I think from my discussions with Kip, I think it's
the
gonna,
money's being spent good? Say yes.
well, I think,
No, no.
I'm being told what
So,
the
do you
estimate is.
understand what I'm saying? I want you to say to me, this is what I'm expecting to happen.
I
I
can
want the
al-
bathrooms to be, I want that situation to be, because this directly affects you. I
It
want the
does.
bathroom to be fixed.
I can
And I
only
want an
tell you,
interview
Bill.
or a conference room where I can interview people in a comfortable way that's not gonna jam everybody in there. I
my
understand that.
understanding is it's going to address the needs assessment that we need in this building currently in order for them to continue to move forward.
Right.
While we continue to explore what we need to do based on the needs assessment that's coming forward for the next 20 years.
I can sit here and tell you what we need. I've told you what we need
Yep.
Yep.
in the interim. And I'm telling you from what I was told for an estimate, that's all I can do. I do not have any control over if it comes in at $50 or $60, $70,000. That's not my
No,
area.
that's not my issue. My
That's
issue is not how much it's gonna
You're
cost.
missing
My
the
issue
point.
is, if we're gonna spend this money, 30 or 40,000, whatever it is that Kip told us is a good estimate, I wanna know it's gonna correct the problem we have down there in terms of the female bathroom sample. That's not, to me, not an acceptable situation where you gotta juggle going in the bathroom when you might have somebody in there.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
that's not good for me. I don't
I
wanna
would
see
agree.
that happen.
I
Well,
would
I was the one, I was told you, we needed some diversity down there. We needed women and men on patrol. I wasn't, right? I was the one that told you that. We needed a woman on patrol. We need to be able to call
I think
our own
this-
police officer
I
and say,
think
"Can we need somebody to-"
this will definitely get us towards the objective of what's required to be down there while we explore what the total needs are. This is not gonna give them the square footage that they need in order to accommodate the police department at its current size and what their needs, based on the needs assessment review, but I think this would at least help Band-Aid the building, and it also preps the building if we can't utilize that space. It also preps the building for future expansion of the town offices or whatever, because it's given us the utilities that we need down in that area in order to facilitate the future.
Okay, because the other side of this coin is what I was saying.
Yeah.
Is that's money that should come back to the general fund, right? That's
But if
another
we do a
concern
warrant
that I
article,
have.
then we're gonna be asking for 30,000 on the warrant article.
And
You want me to restate my
And
motion?
that takes it out of our hands and
You go second.
gives it to the town to say, do you want to spend this money to do this? I think it's probably necessary to do it because we have a need for it.
Yep.
So,
I'll make the motion that we authorize the 30,000 under the warrant article.
I'll second it.
And this is for unassigned fund balance, or
Yes.
do you want a warrant article? Okay, so as written, you're
As
gonna
written.
authorize as written. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Any abstentions? I'm gonna do the Jeopardy song in a second.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with.
Well, you have a vote, just make it.
So, no.
No?
Okay.
All right, so 3 to
3-1.
1.
Bill.
All right, the next one is to see if the town will vote to establish a police facility capital reserve fund under the provisions of RSA 35, 1 for the design and construction of the new police facility and to raise and appropriate the sum of $50,000 to be placed in this fund. Further, to name the selectmen as agents to expand or to expend from said fund. Major vote required. This is, I know, one of the things that we're looking at, we just paid for, we're in the process of paying for that assessment, and it's being completed right now. We would then, once you get the assessment, you have to then start working towards the plans. We're gonna need some money to start paying for those plans to be looked at. based on
I'm
the
sure
needs
everybody
assessment.
here realizes that this is gonna be an uphill battle at the
Absolutely.
town meeting.
Yeah.
But I would give the voters the opportunity to make up their mind.
All right, so is that a motion?
That is a motion.
So my concern, once again, is that we're spending money downstairs.
No, we're not spending money.
Oh, you're
We're
spending-
asking,
Whoa. We're spending money downstairs to renovate the current police department.
that's correct.
To bring it up to,
Bring it up to speed.
And
To
down the
needs.
road, we believe we need to build a new facility. I'm not sure this is the time for us to be spending money on that.
not, Bill,
I think
just
it's
my-
up to, I think it's up to the voters.
And it
to-
will be ultimately, it won't just be
think
up
it's
to
up-
us, but I think we need to think about that a little bit. Do we need $50,000? I just think that that's a lot of money we're spending here. That
Of
we're
course it's
asking
a
the
lot of money.
taxpayers to spend a
But,
lot
but
more
at
money.
that amount of money per year, you're talking about 7, 8, 9, 10 years to have sufficient funds to build that facility. And that's with us owning the property.
I mean, you're gonna be looking at, $2 million, or,
A $2 million police department.
minimally.
Yeah, we're all gonna be in the nursing home with soup and crackers.
Well, hey,
But you
hey,
ice
I'm
cream.
sorry.
We may be riding out of town,
Well,
but not in a vehicle.
Those three,
Karen and I just
her and
discussed.
I,
Karen and I just
definitely
discussed, we still can't see the end of the tunnel, so we're not gonna be looking at
We,
this.
we may be riding out of town, but not in a
This
vehicle.
retirement
too,
sunshine,
you know.
this retirement sunshine home is not gonna be happening for the two of us.
well, your health can deteriorate very quickly.
That's the rate I'm going, so.
Retirement's not all it's cracked up to
Hit
be,
me.
trust me.
Okay, so I made a motion.
What was your motion?
The motion was
As written?
as written.
I just
I'll
want to say
second it.
something on that. Okay, so I get it. You know, you have the school issue, the school funding,
Big
that's,
one. Oh, yeah.
that's never gonna go away.
No.
Just, I get it. However, as the chief of this department and as a department head, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't advocate for what I believe we need.
Right.
Just, to retract because the school's gonna keep increasing their costs. And there are other, obviously, departments that need to be addressed as well. It's the situation that we're in. So, we, at some point, whether we renovate the PD that we're in, and more than what we're talking about right now, or you build a new facility, it needs to be explored for sure. And I know it's an uphill battle. We're talking about 5 or 6 years, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I mean, when you look at, there's a cost we've got an estimate from the Norwich University students for $3 million for a shell. That's right now. You're looking at 5, 6, 7 years down the road, you're looking at a lot more money.
sure.
And it's never gonna go away.
Right.
So I think it's just something that you need to think about and factor in.
You just don't know the
And I don't
I
disagree
know,
with
I
what you're saying.
understand it, I get it.
I understand what you're saying, I don't disagree with what you're saying, however, I think that we need to be looking at costs right now that are a hugely sensitive issue in town.
I understand.
Hugely sensitive.
And the people
And it's
will
not
vote.
you personally, it's
Yeah.
not you,
I get
not
it.
reflecting on the departments in town, but we need to, and yes, we have an estimate from Norwich that says these are the needs based on what we've seen, this is what you all have.
So when you say rein it in,
I
So-
think this might be the year when we say, hey, look, you know what, we don't need to spend all of this kind of money to do a design or to do an assessment. We have an assessment. What we're looking at now with that assessment is we're looking to go to an architect and get some kind of design work done.
so you're looking at 5 to 10% of the overall cost for an architect, and that's what I was told.
Yeah.
That's why it's so expensive. So
Prescott
if you're
Road, I think,
looking
was
at,
like 16% or something. It's a huge number.
so even if you wanted to renovate the existing PD, and you know what, I mean, I've had different,
No, it's what I said before. I don't want to be throwing money down there because that's not going to be a facility going forward that we're going to be able to use. Yeah,
And that's something
based
to
on
consider.
what we've already heard, okay? But I don't know that we need to be spending a lot of money on a design right now because there's a lot of money that's being kicked around in town.
Well, I don't think you would be, you would.
$50,000 is a lot of money. to
No,
me.
but it's gonna cost 10% of the project, so if I got a
And-
$3 million project, it's $300,000.
You're
This
throwing
is just
around
starting to
$3
save.
million for a facility. I don't know what it's going to cost us. Maybe $3 million, maybe $1 million, maybe.
We're gonna
$8
do like what we
million.
did
I
to
don't
the fire department, it'll be the good, the bad, the
know.
ugly.
Well,
but here's,
I think the fire department was that's a good example to bring up. We spent over $1 million on the fire department. It's
$1.2 million?
basically a garage.
And I think they came in originally, they wanted like 4, didn't they?
Well, I
Like
think it
3
was
or
like a
something
3
like
plus,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so then it got
I
whittled
just
down
think-
over
I
5
think
years,
we need to
And we
be-
didn't even pay for the plant.
and it still looks great.
I think we need to be a little bit cautious about spending money this year.
Nobody's disagreeing with you, but the bottom line is,
Is the people
But-
need to
They'll
make
have
the
to
choice.
decide.
I didn't even say that, you did. Yes.
And I think it's good to just put it out,
See
we
how
had the
people pick.
discussion last year about it. I think it's worthwhile to keep bringing
Sure.
bring it back to them again, and to let them know that the town is not shrinking.
No,
We need to be proactive.
the fire department, I think it took 4 votes.
Yeah.
3 votes? Did he pull it one time? Did he table it one time?
You might have tabled it once, yeah. But
Yeah, I
took-
thought it was
know they
4
brought it
years.
back
I
3
thought it was
times.
4
And when
presentations.
each time they brought it back, it started to be a little bit more
Palatable.
palatable.
And then we got the good, the bad, the ugly, and we went with the ugly, and that's the ugly, and it looks pretty good to me.
Very good, very good.
That's pretty good.
The other thing I want to mention too, with having money set aside for an architect to do professional plans or research or whatnot. So when we go to the town, and, because what's going to end up happening is, why can't you renovate where you are? I can't answer that question. I can off the top of my head, but I'm not an expert in that area. You need a professionals that do this is what they do, to be able to come back and say, you know what? This is what it's going to cost to do A, B, C, and D. So you can go back to the town and say, the good, the bad, the ugly. If we renovate this existing PD to be up to standards, acceptable standards, and I have no idea, you know, if you could extend that parking lot, because we don't really have enough parking. We have a Sally Port that I've secured the facility as best as I can, but I cannot secure the garage door. I mean, that's just something I can't do. So that's what I'm saying, is that if you have an architectural company, industry, organization that can come back and say, this is what it's going to cost if you renovate. Because sometimes the renovation may be more expensive than building an existing structure. That's not my area of expertise.
We spent money on the design for the highway. A lot of money, which we're not using. We're going to have to revisit that whole.
We postponed
We
it.
postponed it, but I don't think we're going to build that facility that we talked about with, you know, thermal floors and changing rooms and all. We're changing our approach to that. And I just don't think we're ready yet for, that's me. I'm saying I don't think we're ready yet to go forward and spend $50,000 on the design for a police department, new police department that's 4 or 5 years down the road.
Well, I think it's not really spending, you're just putting it in a capital reserve.
Capital reserve.
So we're building up that, so that way we're not gonna, it's kinda like what we do right now for the assessment. It takes 5 years for us to basically, every 5 years, we're doing a reassessment. And I think we're just looking at this thing, and I think the chief is looking at is being proactive of, if we put $50,000, and let's say it takes 4 or 5 years of us putting into this capital reserve, when we do have to do the architectural fees, so we can find out how much is this really gonna cost, we'll be able to, number one, not have to then have a warrant article for $250,000, $300,000 to get approved just to get the architectural plans, then wait for those numbers to come in. We're gonna be able to say, the selectmen with, you know, the exploration committee and everything else can say, let's go ahead and we put it out for bid, and we're gonna go with this firm that's gonna basically give us a bid on these designs, and then that way we know.
Of course, the
Can we
budget
put the
committee will
building
have a
there?
big say.
Yep.
So,
My concern is what are,
Study cost to
I'm
keep
sure
the
we're all
numbers
getting these inquiries. How much money
if you combine
are we
this
gonna,
and
how,
study
Oh, yeah.
how much of our taxes are gonna go up?
construction or
What's
renovation,
$50,000 add to my
and
tax
we're
bill?
gonna do
What's,
this much money?
you know, and if we keep going, well, 50 here, 50 there,
Karen,
100
how
here.
much
It does
is
add up.
50,000?
It does add up.
Yes, it does. It adds up quite quickly
10
and
cents?
quite a lot.
10 cents.
10 cents.
Per
But it's-
thousand.
But 10
Per
cents.
thousand?
Right. This is one warrant article we're talking about. Right, you know,
I think people need to make the choice.
people do need to make the choice, but they want us to represent them as well.
And that's what
So
we're doing.
A lot of
But
people are
that's
saying
what
to
we're
me,
doing.
we gotta stop spending money now.
Well,
listen, you gotta move.
I'm just telling you what I'm being told.
Yes.
I wanna ask you guys a question. When we built that downstairs, that whole building down there,
Yep.
and we were gonna go to the fire station, and then it turned out that, the police department wasn't gonna go to the fire station.
Public safety complex, as I recall.
Yeah.
Which is how it was advertised, the fire department, why we said, okay, that's gonna be a public safety complex, we're gonna spend $1 million on I remember saying this. We're gonna spend $1 million on a garage out there, it's gonna be a garage. But if it's gonna be a public safety complex, that's a whole different shooting match for me, that's fine. I don't wanna spend $1 million on a 6-bay or 5-bay garage, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but let me tell you what I was told.
Okay.
When we built this building down there. This building was only good for 10 years.
Downstairs?
The size of this building for the police department down there was only good for 10 years.
And that's if you didn't hire any women.
And it's been funny.
And I'm not prejudiced in any
I know.
way, shape, or form.
It's been at least 20 years now since they have it, so.
we've been here 20
The fire,
No, and you're right, it's well served its
the
purpose,
fire
and I
department's been
understand
there
that.
for
But
years.
as I
And that's
remember,
been here
when
for
we
10
had
years.
those conversations a couple
It was
years
built
ago
for
about
it.
building the
It
fire
was
department,
built.
the whole idea out there was that we were gonna make that a public safety complex, which I was okay with that. Now it's a fire department, that's it. We can't do anything on the side over there because we have all these solar panels anymore, because we can't do anything with that. And we told them not to put them there, and they put them there anyways. We told them not to build the tower in the back, to build the tower in the back. What I'm trying to do is get ahead of that curve now and say, look, at some point we gotta say, okay, these are things that we need, we have an assessment, do we need, my question again is, do we need to spend that money now, this year, $50,000, to do design for a police department? I know we need a police department, I don't know if we need it now.
Okay. I made a motion, and we had a second.
We had a second?
I think it should go to as part of the discussion. For me, I feel it needs to go to the floor at the town meeting.
Exactly,
To
and
let them
Bill,
make the
you may
That's
decision.
how I feel.
You may
You might be
prevail,
right.
who knows?
Well, I can prevail right now and say I'm not in favor of it, so.
Well, no, that's just a single vote, sir.
Yes, I understand that. But, okay, and when it goes to the town meeting, I can prevail again and say, this is what I think.
Sure.
And there'll be a lot of people there that can have their opinion and we'll have a vote. That's
So,
the way I-
all in favor, because we had a motion and a second.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody against?
Nay.
Anything else on warrants? Is that it? Did I hit everything, Chief?
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Appreciate it.
I understand, Chief, you're going up to Concord on Thursday morning.
I am,
Is it possible to ride with you?
absolutely.
And I won't sit in the back.
What we told him was, you should take a cruiser, sit him in the back and flip on the blues and go about 100 miles an hour up there. He didn't think he wanted to do that.
We want him to come back,
all
although
thought
he
that
has
would be
been
fun.
talking about this sunshine state that he's going to. So.
We all thought that would be fun for him if
I'll
you
be
did
leaving
that.
probably around 9,
Oh, that's fine.
so if you wanna meet me here.
I'll be here.
All right.
And I'll buy the coffee and lunch.
All right.
Oh.
Oh,
So does everybody know,
and I'm not gonna,
everybody know what that's?
For those who don't know out in the audience,
Oh, the bill, yeah.
if you want to say that,
That's one with,
Thursday.
yeah, it's with John Morgan.
Why
you
don't
should
I
say
make a
that,
announcement?
make an announcement. on
What
it.
day is this on?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Something just beeped back here, I don't know, does it mean the end of something?
Liz, it's you.
No, I don't beep.
We don't think so.
She,
I'm still streaming.
Yeah,
The highway, it was beeped.
That's all I got.
thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Good night.
We can write up about that. That would be awesome.
Are you planning on going?
Okay.
Because you'd have to sit in the back.
I got work, but can you announce it on the?
Yeah, what we're gonna do.
Yeah, we're gonna do that right
I call shotgun.
now. All right.
Late.
So John Morgan called, and they are passing legislation on Thursday to rename the portion of Route 125 in Brentwood to the Stephen R. Kell Memorial Highway. He invited all to attend in the Senate Gallery of the Senate House on Thursday at 10 a.m. I'll do my best to see if I can make that. Maybe I'll meet you guys all down here.
Wayne's gone.
All right.
Oh,
Should
there-
we do this in non-public?
You gonna take the pickup?
Yes. I have public
We're
stuff.
gonna have to do it non-public.
Oh, yeah. That's
Oh, okay.
Right, that's
Well,
non-public.
see, you can go in the back seat if
That
that.
would be non-public?
Yeah, the number one on our list is gonna have
Yep.
to be non-public.
Okay.
More for public?
Good
You're
night,
out.
Kathy.
Good night, Kathy. Did you have any questions, Kathy? Okay. You wanna catch up to her?
no, we have more stuff for the public, she
Okay.
said.
I have something for you, it's more public.
We're still in public, we're not going up a non-public yet.
Okay, yes, I have sort of old new business, I have presents for you, is that okay?
Presents? Presents?
I even copied them at my own dime, I do.
Bill?
That is,
We're careful about presents.
All right, we're gonna get back in line here.
Oh,
that's like,
This is a non-public, I mean, are you?
Not yet, not yet. We're gonna go in public, we're finishing this first. I'll call you up in a second.
this is a contract with, John and Deborah Sandella for the public rights of way ordinance that they're drafting for us. So it's just a special contract that, explains the conflict of interest waiver.
Do I have a motion?
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I don't know what it is.
It's basically authorized, do we need two people to sign this or just one?
Just you. So it just says that if DTC engages with another town or another party that is a conflict of interest, that they will either inform us that they need to withdraw and help reassign new counsel to us, or that we can choose to back out at any time.
Okay.
Whenever we look for illegal, they should be done a conflict check anyway. I just had that happen at work and it wasn't nice.
I did receive a petition warrant article for the carbon fee, carbon cashback program. So it's a non-monetary warrant article, just asking you to send a letter to legislation if it passes at town meeting, that you would support that initiative.
No money.
We don't have to sign that either.
What's that right here?
I did confirm there's 25 registered
No,
voters
if
on
we
there.
have to send a letter, we have to sign.
Yes, I know that.
Carbon pricing legislation? I'm not in
It's
support of this.
That's not in favor of that.
I'm not in favor of this.
Yeah, but that's not us.
Yeah,
That's,
you don't have to vote.
that's a
just
petition.
It's just it's a petition.
That will go to the town meeting, and if there's a vote to approve that, we'll
Yeah,
have to sign it.
I'm not in favor of carbon credits.
So we can discuss that at town meeting.
We're trying to save money and they want to charge people credits for
Yeah.
global warming.
When you start paying for.
Yes, I know. That's why I don't support
Everything
that.
else I have is non-public.
You heard me. I said it.
Anything else from the public? And Liz ran off, so.
Liz has something for public.
Hold on a second, let me scream at her in the hallway.
Did I sound terrible?
No, I get your point.
Regarding the warrant article, review on the report. Yes. Special edition. Okay, this one I made especially for you. I don't have one for you because you're not gonna be here. Okay, so I made specially for you. You need more. All you need to look at is, this is for February 6th.
Yes.
7 p.m.
If you
That's
need
meeting
realize
on the 4th, so I can get them to you once I get those votes from
you kept me
Yes,
outside.
did it work? Are you gonna be there?
I'm gonna, yes,
All right.
I wouldn't
I
dare
promise
not
not.
show
Yeah.
up.
Whatever it takes,
I
see?
just gave my other one I had another one, but I gave it away. Okay, are you listening? You already have this,
We're
right?
being
I'm trying to
live
figure out
streamed,
what's
so if
going
you
on,
have
because we're
something
really
you
on
wanna
live
talk
stream, you
about.
gotta sit down, you gotta announce yourself, you gotta,
Okay. Are you
let's
ready
do
for
the
me?
dance, yeah.
I have old new business.
You can sit right up here and announce your name and
Name,
address.
Maria
address.
Brentwood is giving you some extra information.
Yep. Thank you.
You have this, I brought it specifically for Ken. It's the, if you go on sau16.org and go to the tab that says budgets and elections and go to the correct numbers, which are on the link that says,
Corrected?
yeah, it doesn't say corrected. It says
Current.
proposed budget after the public hearing. It's a blue background, it's 6 pages, and all you need to do is look at page 1 and page 6. It says that Exeter's tax rate, which is currently $27.70, will go up $1.57, so it'll be $29.27 before the town and the school of Brentwood are added.
That's Brentwood's not
That's
Exeter.
Brentwood or Exeter?
Is it Brentwood? Oh,
You
no,
said
You said Exeter.
I'm sorry. Brentwood's going up from $27.70 to $29.27 if the co-op budget proposed is approved. Okay, so
Yep.
with the new numbers, Brentwood would be $29.27 before we add our local school or our
Town operating budget.
town operating budget. Do we know how much that's going up yet, Karen? I think it's $31.98 altogether, around that.
with the Swayze.
Yeah, I don't.
With Swayze in town.
I think so
We did
together.
our tax increase, I think we already said was,
I haven't calculated all of that.
Well,
Okay.
the current tax rate on a $400,000 house with that 2770 right now would be $11,080. And if you go
The
to the
increase is like
2927 times $400,000, it would bring you up to $11,708. You'll get a $700 tax increase, and that's not including all the other stuff that's
Yeah,
added in.
we're
It's
not
just the
gonna include-
co-op
so
budget.
it's gonna be at least $31
So the
per
average,
1,000.
the average taxpayer is gonna see approximately, probably around a $800 to $900 increase
Increase,
on your tax bill, up to $1,000.
right. And in contrast to that,
So it's
the
about another
lowest
10%
tax-
increase.
Right.
I'm
And we
gonna
have-
burn half of the house down.
and
top of last year with the
This is on top, yeah.
On top of that.
And-
Yes,
and-
this is
and
on
the-
top of that.
The school population is going down
Again, what's it going for?
still. Currently, well, this was about a month ago, so it's probably lower, but currently the height of the population at the co-op, which is the middle and the high school, the height of the population was 3109 in 2013. The height, they weren't the exact same year, the height, because there was a bubble. The height at the
What is it today?
high school, I'll tell you, the height at the high school was.
You need to tell us. We don't want to hear the history.
It's like almost, it's like 360 kids less than it was at the height. There's 1116 at the middle school,
Sorry.
1116 at the middle school, and 1643 at the high school. 250 or something. 2,000 something.
1116 plus 1643, so that's 2759 currently, and they were at 3109.
3109.
But there were different
Minus
heights at different years, right? That's if you combine them.
So it's minus 300.
And out of this,
So they're down 350 students, but how
Right.
many administrators are we up?
well, it depends
That's
if
the
you're
catch,
adding or you're moving them around or you're giving them a raise. So that's my other present. I have one for everybody. So this is the Phyllis/White House one. This has already been approved. You can't do anything about this. This was approved on September 30th. Bill and I were the only public there out of 28,000 voters for 2 point, whatever it's going up. It's going
Okay.
up 9%.
All right, thank you.
Okay, this is for you, Bill.
Can you hold that and give it to me when I get home?
This is for Bob and me.
Thank you.
How come they're all different?
There's SAU, which is administrative budget, that's rolled into the
Well, I know, but how
co-op
come
budget.
they're all receiving something different?
No, these
No,
are all
no,
the
those
same.
are all the
Only
same.
Bob,
Only-
Bob already has this.
Bob has it.
Bill has it at home. Phyllis is not gonna be here.
That's 6 pay, I got that from the budget
It's got
committee.
my name on it right
Yeah,
there.
Yes, I did it specifically for you. This,
Thank you.
I'll give you one.
You
I
can
have it.
give one to Karen.
If you, well, you don't
You
need
can
it.
give
You
one
can't
to
vote.
Robin if
I
you'd
can't
like.
vote yet.
Robin, do you have that?
Robin knows it. She knows it by
You
heart.
don't want this? You don't want to
This
move to
is
town?
Karen.
I'm not gonna move here, but I'll send you.
You don't want to move here
This is
because
yours.
what, our
Bill,
taxes
Bill,
are
this
too
is
high?
yours.
Actually, I can't afford
I have to
to
give
run
it to
Rock County.
somebody.
It all stays in my
I
mailbox.
ran out of paper
Okay.
and ink.
Thank
so-
you, Liz.
So let's go ahead.
Thank you for your
So what I'm
presentation.
asking for is that people know this and come to,
That's only 3 people?
Yeah, yeah.
and they're saying it's
yeah.
all, I think it's,
Remember what I told you yesterday?
I think it's 3.
I told you yesterday how much money it's
Keep going
costing
down,
us.
add all the other salaries.
If you added all of our full-time employees times 2, I don't think you'd even add that.
No,
Do you see why
No, it
we're
wouldn't.
trying to cut
No.
this?
not even close.
So anybody who needs, I think it's only 3, I can't be sure because I know that the one that says HR, that is Tom Campbell, he's an assistant superintendent. Did I write all this stuff?
That's one. No, you don't.
It's on some of them,
Yeah,
it's not on others.
don't do that. Okay.
Where's the tuition reimbursement?
We have it.
Of course, it says course reimbursement,
Yeah, course reimbursement, where is it?
42,000 on the first page.
On the first page, right?
It's the only one that's not, yeah, do you see what's going
Oh,
up
right
for?
here, 42,656.
Yeah,
That's for 2 people.
that's
Two
for two.
assistant superintendents who wanna
people.
leave the district to be superintendent.
That's 2 people.
I'm pretty sure it's
All
two,
right, thank you.
okay?
Yep, thank you.
Do you
Enough.
have any
So
other
February
questions?
6th, 7
This is
o'clock
for
at the Exeter High School.
Yes, and the only point we're trying to do there is to get a different co-op. This is wrapped into the co-op. This is a 9%, this is already passed. By the way, their budget this year, 2.3 million. They announced last night at the joint board meetings that there's $648 left.
In their $2 million
In their
budget.
$2.3 million budget, there's 640, it's only halfway through the year. What are they gonna do when they run out of six?
Well-
What do you do when you run out of, everything's encumbered.
We borrow money.
We don't
Where
run
do you
out.
borrow it from? Are they borrowing it from me?
No.
Well, eventually, yeah,
We go to banks.
you get bonds.
So they're overspent their budget, and they only have $648 left unencumbered. I've never heard of this before. And they made that public last night.
Can I carry-
Whoopsie,
Can I carry a sign that says out?
of money?
No,
No.
One of us
That's
will
it.
carry
out
of.
superintendent?
We said no confidence at the budget committee, I don't know what else, you know.
Okay,
Right.
all
Okay?
right, thank you.
I
Thanks,
appreciate
But no,
it.
what you can do, Ken, is we can change the co-op formula for next year, because the co-op formula, we're getting taxation without representation.
Okay.
This year, we need enough people to vote for the lower budget, to put it as the proposed budget.
To give people
with
an
the default,
opportunity to
because
decide
there's only a
which
couple
way.
$100,000 between the default and the other one.
Okay.
If the proposed doesn't pass, it automatically goes to the default. And just so you know, East Kingston and Newfield said their deliberative session first, and the co-op put their deliberative session on the same day. So I told them, drive your people from your meeting to the high school, vote, and then continue your meeting when you get back. Because you're gonna have more people,
They doubled the salary?
okay?
Yeah,
That's
okay,
good.
thank you.
Are we mad yet?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Make sure we
You guys are pissing and moaning over a buck?
That's
Well,
fine.
no, we're pissing and moaning because the buck is compounded with their
Just so you know,
bucks.
one other thing.
Bucks.
Newfield's town and school together, and they have less than 5% of the population at the co-op. Their town and school together is less than $4 million. This is $64 million, the co-op proposed. East Kingston town and school budgets together are $6 million, less than $6 million. Newfield's,
That's not our decision and that's not our call.
no, but this is why we don't have a
They're
vote.
not watching our meetings.
No, but Newfields and East Kingston Town and Schools and Brentwood Town and Schools, which are 10 million, together make 20 million. Doesn't even make a third of this one budget,
Yep, thank you, we got it.
okay?
I appreciate it. Thank you for the heads up.
So your point is well taken, Karen. You know, it sounds like we're always whining and complaining about spending money at the town. I would love to give our town more money if I didn't have to give this. We can't manage a budget, you know, they can't manage their budget, but they want more every year.
And I understand that point, but it at the same time, it does get frustrating on the town employees,
Absolutely.
where we're always the ones sacrificing for the children.
And that's wrong. And that's wrong. We
You know, because the townspeople want the same level of service and more from the town,
We have to cut that.
and we just have to do more with less. There's the rub, right? I mean,
Um,
well, I don't live in town.
Okay,
The votes if you lived in town.
They have the vote.
all right,
Thank
we're
you.
back. Now, as far as, you sent the request over to the SAU, right?
Yes,
And did they send back?
not yet.
How many days do they have?
Well, I was
I
sent
thought
to,
you said until the 3rd or the 4th.
that's when you'd like it back before the meeting.
Yeah,
And I
For your
think
next
right to know, aren't they legally required to do it in like
5 days.
Oh,
5
I
days?
didn't say it as right to know. I sent it as to the administrative staff, asking for them to just work with me nicely and send me over the things that I'm asking for.
Yeah, we should,
What did you ask for?
I asked for a copy of the Articles of Incorporation
For the co-op?
for the co-op and for a copy of the formula
Okay.
that they use to
Oh, it's back.
create our assessment,
I have
Okay,
that.
our
I think
apportionment.
we could, if
Okay,
they don't
well,
get
I
it to you,
forgot
let me
one
know,
thing.
because
Then
I
I'll
can.
do a formal right to
How
know
much
request
fine
then.
your $1.2 million that came into Swayze is?
they don't know where that is yet?
The SAU doesn't have it.
One
Town
point
doesn't have it.
Why
John
1.2?
Ellis doesn't have it.
We don't get to spend money.
Jack Mitchell,
Where is 1.2 coming from?
it's coming from,
412.
huh?
412,000 is all I knew.
No, there's over, well, it's at between 829 last year and 1227 last year. Our town kids, 4 kids, both at the co-op and at Swayze, K through 5, received $3.25 million for the schools. John Morgan researched and got me the right numbers. They were split up into different things. There was $770,000 worth of adequacy for Swayze. That got sent to the SAU office. I don't know who spent it, but it got there,
That's to administer for Swayze.
K through 5.
Right.
There was another $485,000 and another distribution after that, which adds up Swayze and the co-op. It's called SWEP funds, statewide education property tax. It supposedly got sent to Brentwood, but nobody knows where it is. The SAU doesn't get it. Karen said she didn't get it. Ellis said he never saw part of it.
Jack Mitchell.
There's 485. Mitchell is working on it. He didn't know where it was either. I don't know if they retained it at, Department of Education said it was sent. So the only person I haven't talked to is the Department of Revenue. And as you can imagine, they're pretty busy this time of year. So it might take me a few more phone calls to figure out but nobody knows. How is it nobody knows?
Well, that's a different issue, but
But it's
certainly-
1.2 million for Swayze. that
it's
we don't know
certainly
where the money
something
is.
we need to explore, so.
Before we vote at the school district meeting, if there's
Okay.
$1.2 million out there, that's good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, anything else from the public?
I keep asking for where this money from the state is.
Yeah,
and
where
getting
did
an answer
all
for
the
that.
money go?
You got 33,000 for the municipal part, but the 412,000 is,
Goes to the school. So we got the
they're not
30,
acknowledging it either.
we got the 33 from the town portion, which the
Yep.
board used to buy down the
Municipal.
tax rate.
Yep,
Yep.
John Morgan got the correct numbers.
Yep.
And I confirmed those with
So
the
where's the
DOE.
412?
But no one,
It went to the SAU.
No, it's not, that's not even the right number.
It's like 485.
It's 485 is the first one we
Yeah.
got, and then there's more. The co-op,
it's 485, but it's 66,000 is municipal, the remainder
yeah,
is
she's all
school.
set. She knows
And-
where
and I
this is,
see-
she's
and
gonna
I
have
see
this year and
that
have for
they
next
go
year.
through, but the school portion is missing.
No, only part of the school portion is
Okay.
missing. The 770,000 inadequacy went to the SAU. Well, I mean, it might be missing, might not be missing, but it went to the SAU.
What they called it was,
We need to
Adequacy.
All right.
put it into this.
The other money,
All right,
485.
we're gonna-
I have one more thing for public.
We're
comment.
gonna do one more thing for public, and then we're going to non-public.
Jim Michaud suggested, so we have to do a DRA risk assessment review. So DRA comes in every 5 years and they look at all of our exemptions, our credits, and our current use. Our exemption year is 2019, and then in 2020 is the reval year. So Jim would like us to send a letter to DRA and asking us to align those so that they fall onto the same year. Which does make sense. The only hesitation I have is how, when Jim is doing our reval, it is very time intensive on myself and on Gloria. So I'd like to see how this reval works with KRT doing the process, and if it is not time intensive on us, then
Have they
I'm all for
started
lining it
already?
up. They're starting in middle of February.
Is this tied to the DRA review of our, they reviewed if our assessments were correct by going around to, so this is all part of that
Right.
review, right?
So I think part of it is trying to line up, when DRA is coming to your property and when KRT is coming to your property. I think that is a portion
So
that would help.
why don't we wait and see how that goes
Right.
for us, and then if it's not too much of a burden, then we'll ask them to put the two together, is
Yeah.
that what you're saying?
I'd like to wait a few months, and then
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's not
that
that
makes
burdensome, then send the notice out.
No, the DRA's been in town already for a couple months
Yeah.
doing that.
Into
They're,
our house.
what they're doing
Did
is
you let 'em in?
they're just validating that our assessments are correct, that we didn't do anything to change those assessments.
what is DRA?
Department of Revenue. Okay.
All right, and now I'm gonna make a motion to go to non-public in
Second.
accordance with,
Very
chapter
quick.
91A, 311, A, B, C, D, and I for
See you tomorrow.
reputation. All in favor, roll call vote, please.
Aye.
Aye, aye.
Aye. Bill, can you hit?
What do I hit here? And,